Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We are moving today at the pace of a snail, it seems, so extremely slowly. Market not really moving at all. We had a bit of a bounce earlier today. Price did rally into resistance. It looked, I think in the previous video, we had not broken above the 40,290 initial resistance level. I think we might have just seen it in the video a little higher than that, but we haven't even seen the first candle close above that level. Okay, so immediate rejection basically. So yeah, not really a clear break of resistance at all. I did mention as well that I'm adding the golden ratio, the 61.8 Fib level as well. Just want to make sure that we understand it could also be a diagonal pattern there to the downside. But then if we see a break above that level, a sustained break, we have a more substantial low in place. That's only the first step to say a low has formed. Literally, we need the first impulse to the upside, followed by a three-wave pullback to confirm that a low has formed. At the moment, I only have corrective overlapping rally into resistance. And yes, it's a little bit stronger than would be ideal in this pattern in which one more low is forecasted, but we haven't broken resistance. So it's worth knowing what needs to happen to say that at least a more substantial low is formed. Yeah, and one more low, if it happens from here, I would say it's projected to get into the region still between 38,340 and 37,013, probably with a focus here in the region between 37,225 and 37,915. This is sort of the focus area if we get one more low in wave 5. At this stage, I'm open to the idea a low could already be in, but again, you know, I cannot confirm it without having a break of initial resistance. Okay, if it breaks above resistance, what then? I would first probably track the blue count, which I've added already earlier today. In this scenario, we're dealing with either a larger WXY or ABC structure and have a chance to extend the fourth wave. Yeah. It would take an impulse to confirm that something more bullish is going on and that we're already moving up in wave 5. That's sort of how I approach it. Without seeing a first impulse to the upside, followed by a three-wave pullback, we cannot confirm that the wave 4 has bottomed. That's standard practice, you know the routine. I just highlight here that another way of sending us back into the support area could be with this or through this blue WXY, or it could even be an ABC pattern. Yeah, but that means that above initial resistance, which is at 40,720, and the descending trend line, above initial resistance, the next main resistance area is here between 43,468 and 46,564. There is likely going to be good resistance here at that 50% Fib level, because it's also the previous B wave high where we already had previous resistance. And some of those previous swing lows are located from December, end and middle of December. And yeah, only if we can get a 5-wave move above that resistance level, that would indicate that, it depends on the structure a little bit, but you know, I'm guiding you along the way anyway with the different scenarios and patterns that are possible here. Only then really we can say with clarity that a wave 5 is in. It has to be a 5-wave move that's large enough to be substantial, and the 3-wave pullback could then offer another smaller degree setup. But first of all, the main question on this chart is still if the market can turn around in an impulsive fashion above the 35K area. That's the main question. Below 35K, different scenario. As long as the 35K level is holding, the idea is that this is a corrective pullback in a wave 4. We are open to both. Both are realistic and likely scenarios. The 35K level is distinguishing between, okay, we are in a shallow wave 4 pullback, or we are going into a much deeper B wave pullback, which I explained in yesterday's video when I looked at the daily time frame as well, and by the way, also the weekly time frame. So yeah, I think that should be clear. And obviously the microstructure in a correction is morphing a lot. It's changing a lot. That's just what it does. But so far, since this 11th of January high, the market has continued to be in this correction. And the scenario so far is basically unchanged. You always get a little bit of morphing of the subwave structure, transformation. That's what always happens in any correction, but that's completely normal. It's not a bug, it's a feature in corrections. Yeah, I think that's what I'm watching for at the moment on the Bitcoin chart. Let's see if we get a bit more exciting movement throughout the rest of the day. I think parameters should all be really clear. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.